Well, you know, the story was off the air for a few weeks because of the Winter Olympics. Hope you enjoyed those. And like most other Olympics, the games were played, medals were won, and win or lose, everyone had a great time and went home happy, basking in the glow of international sportsmanship, right? Oh, wait, what? That didn't happen? You mean a 15-year-old girl was left crying on the ice in front of the entire world after she was allowed to compete despite accused of doping? Yep, the International Olympic Committee cleared figure skater Kamila Valieva to compete after she tested positive for a banned substance. Their justification that not letting her skate would cause irreparable harm. I don't know, seems like this might be irreparable harm as well. So it also brings to mind a local Olympian who's been banned from her sport for 4 years after testing positive for another banned substance. Runner Shelby Houlihan says a burrito from a food cart in Beaverton is to blame for her positive doping test. She tested positive last year, and she was banned for 4 years, unable to compete in this past Olympics and the next Summer Games as well. Now she's launching a full-scale defense to try to clear her name, saying that she never took any banned substance and doubling down on her claim that a burrito she ate the night before her drug test had pork organ meat in it, and that meat is what caused the false positive. The Court of Arbitration for Sport has upheld the ban, saying the burrito defense was possible but highly unlikely. Then there's Shikari Richardson, another runner who was banned from her event in the Olympics after using marijuana while she was in Oregon. She tweeted about the Russian skater, asking what the difference was, concluding, "The only difference I see is that I'm a black young lady." Now, part of the reason the Russian figure skater got more leniency, officials said, is because of her age. She's only 15, and because her case hadn't had the chance to go through the investigative process. But a lot of people saw a double standard in how her case was treated as opposed to those other athletes. We talked with Rob Keeler, who used to be the Deputy Director General for the World Anti-Doping Agency and now advocates for athletes. He says there is a double standard, but it goes much higher than individual athletes.
The distinct difference between what happened in the U.S. with Shelby and what happened with Kamila in Russia, and it's a major problem in the international sport, is the lack of transparency, the lack of systems that are equal. So it's a world of sport that is not equal. So you had the United States Anti-Doping Agency that followed the rule of law. So they followed the World Anti-Doping Code and what they were supposed to do. In the Kamila case, they didn't follow the rule of law. Strict liability was she should have been provisionally suspended. So you have a system that's working in one country, potentially working by following the rule of law, and you have Russia that continues to make a mockery of the system like they did in Sochi. They continue to do it today.
He says that as far as Shikari Richardson's case, yes, the marijuana rule probably could use some changes, and it's a clear example of a double standard between the U.S. and Russia.
Marijuana on the prohibited list, I think something needs to be reviewed. For an athlete to lose out on their Olympic dream because of marijuana use, when I think it does serve as a little bit of injustice. But again, you had an organization in the U.S. that realized they had to follow the rule of law versus an organization in Russia that didn't follow the rule of law.
Keeler says that athletes are being used as pawns in a much bigger political game between the countries, and that they need to have a bigger seat at the table when it comes to governing sports and events.